From Farmers Branch City Hall, this is the Council Recap here on FBTV. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Brady. Once again, we're here reviewing the City Council meeting held last night. That is Tuesday, June 21st, here at City Hall. And as always, we're bringing you a concise summary of the agenda today. And during the next few minutes, hopefully providing a little more context on the items that were discussed. We typically don't review study session topics because they're not action items for the council. However, one item of particular importance was an overview of the city's response to the recent severe weather, which, as you may know, left an extraordinary amount of debris on the streets of Farmers Branch. So after a brief from Emergency Management Specialist Luke Parton, our Director of Sustainability and Public Health, Shane Davis, explained why homeowners have experienced long delays on brush pickup lately. And basically, well, the answer is it's a lot of brush to collect in very hot weather.
The city of Farmers Branch was impacted dramatically or in different ways, depending on what side of Valley View lane you live on. If you live north of it, a lot of vegetation was damaged. Lots of trees were down, lots of major limbs from trees were down. And that is not just an occasional house. We're seeing 50 to 60% of the homes on the block have that extensive amount of damage. If you live south of Valley View and haven't made it north in the past couple weeks, you've received almost no damage. So it was such a drastic difference. So I get why people living in south of Valley View are wondering, where have y'all guys been? What's taking so long? We have about 4 more streets remaining that we haven't got to that are really heavily covered up in brush. If you wanted to see, Wasena, Squire, Greenhurst, kind of the last 3 major ones. It has just taken us an extraordinary amount of time because, like I said, 56% of the homes on a given block, if not more, have extensive damage. So that means stopping at every house. The green grabber takes a little bit of time to set the truck up to pick stuff up. So you got that built into every stop, plus the sheer magnitude of the stuff at the curb to pick up.
Now, here are the consent agenda items discussed during the meeting. Consent item G1 was to approve the meeting minutes for the May 25th special work session meeting, May 31st special called meeting, and the June 7th regular meeting. Consent item G2 was to consider naming the Montgomery Elementary School site to Montgomery Park. Consent item G3 was to consider authorizing a contract with DFW Services for the 2021-22 large water meter replacement project at various locations. Agenda item G4 was to consider awarding the bid and authorizing the unit price contract to Oshill Construction for the water main replacement Group B project. Consent item G5 was to consider amending the Code of Ordinances Chapter 82 Traffic and Vehicles, prohibiting the parking and standing and operation of certain motor vehicles on certain public streets. Consent item G6 was affirming the appointment of a shared board member with the City of Plano to serve on the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Authority, or DART, Board of Directors. Consent item G7 was to consider authorizing our city manager to approve the purchase of 1 crew truck in the total amount of $59,315 from Caldwell Country through the Tarrant Purchasing Cooperative. And finally, consent item I3 was to consider authorizing the city manager to approve the purchase of 1 replacement green grabber truck in the amount of $240,037 from MHC Kenworth through the Sourcewell Purchase Cooperative. And our City Council approved all of the consent items unanimously. However, the vote was 4-0 instead of 5-0 because Council Member Driscoll is currently traveling in Germany, visiting our sister city with a group of other delegates. Now that concludes the consent portion of the agenda. Here are the public hearing and regular agenda items. Public hearing item H1 was to consider authorizing the issuance of City of Farmers Branch Combination Tax and Revenue Certificates of Obligation, Series 2022, levying a tax in payment thereof, approving the official statement, a paying agent registrar agreement, and a bond purchase contract. Now, the City Council opened the public hearing on the Certificates of Obligation and then voted unanimously, again 4-0, to continue it to a date certain of July 19th, that's the next City Council meeting, at which time they will vote on whether or not to issue this debt. So this issue is basically tabled for another month, approximately, and the City Council will decide at the next regularly scheduled City Council meeting whether or not to issue that debt. Now, regular agenda item I-1 was to receive an update from the Family Place. Regular agenda item I-2 was to receive an update from the Woven Health Clinic. Regular agenda item I-4 was to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Gomez Floor Covering to perform floor and all renovations on the second floor at our recreation center through the by-board cooperative purchasing contract in the total amount of $391,344, and related, regular agenda item I-5 was to authorize our city manager to execute an agreement with Home Depot Pro Institutional to perform lighting and hanging ceiling renovations, again on the second floor of our recreation center, through the U.S. Communities Government Purchasing Alliance contract in the total amount of $286,815. Now, these two items, these last two, represent overages on the proposed recreation center second floor renovations. The council voted unanimously to approve items I-4 and I-5. In fact, the council authorized up to $500,000 from the reserve fund to cover all of these additional expenses. And that will do it for this council recap. As a reminder, every regular meeting of our Farmers Branch City Council can be seen live right here on FBTV. That is Spectrum Channel 16 in Farmers Branch, AT&T UVerse Channel 99 throughout the entire Metroplex, or you can watch us online, farmersbranchtx.gov. This meeting was also streamed live on Vimeo and on our YouTube channel. And this particular program, Council Recap, will be made available every day at approximately 10 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. right here on FBTV. The full City Council meeting will also be available for viewing 7 days a week at 6 p.m. In the meantime, the next regular meeting of our City Council will be held July 19th, 2022, starting at 6 p.m. as always here at Farmers Branch City Hall. Please note that all meetings are subject to change, so check the city's website for updates or call us at City Hall 972-247-3131 for more information. And until then, I'm Jeff Brady. You are watching continuing coverage of the Farmers Branch City Council and other related matters on FBTV. Please stay with us.